will start momentarily right here on Retro Sports. Actually, momentarily is over. The following is a presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. Friday night at Dodger Stadium, the Los Angeles Dodgers took on the Chicago Cubs, and it was Don Sutton's first time on the mound since he tried to tell Tommy Lasorda to shove a lasagna into his pie hole. And last night, it was Sutton and the Dodgers on top. But the Cubs scored first. Bobby Mercer, a ground ball, fielder's choice to make it 1-0 Chicago. And then came the big boom bats of the Dodgers in the bottom of the first. Reggie Smith, his eighth of the year, to tie the game at 1 in the fourth. Rick Monday, his 7th of the year, a 2-run shot. 3-1 Los Angeles. Off like a herd of thunder and turtles this afternoon. In the 5th, Bill Russell singled. He has an 11-game hitting streak. And then Reggie Smith drove home Don Sutton. 4-1 Dodgers. In the 7th, Davey Lopes with a solo shot. 5-1 Dodgers. The Cubs huffed and they puffed, and they put down at least 1 run, but they sent 7 to the plate and only got 1 out of it. A Steve Ontiveros double to score Bill Buckner, 5-2. And then in the bottom of the 8th, Lee Lacy, a 2-run boomer to deep center field, 7-2 the final. Don Sutton goes to 4-3. Terry Forster gets the save. Ray Burris the loss. The Cubs, a 500 team. The Dodgers trying to take over the NL West. Next on Retro Sports Network. As Retro Sports Network presents a 1978 Major League Baseball replay. Today, from Dodger Stadium in Los Angeles, it is the Los Angeles Dodgers, 4 games up on the Houston Astros, taking on the 15-14 Chicago Cubs. And today's game on Retro Sports Network is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best podcast on the net for your sports simulations and replay needs. Woody Fryman going for the Cubbies, and Tommy John for the Dodgers. The Chamber of Commerce called and delivered us a beautiful day at Dodger Stadium. Hi there, my name is Ron Chuckett. Welcome to the show. And the Chicago Cubs come into this at 15-14. They're now 7 games behind the streaking, and I mean the streaking Pittsburgh Pirates. We'll show you the standings in a few minutes. The Cubs kind of went into 1978 after a good 1977. Their bullpen is impressive. They have Bruce Sutter. They have Willie Hernandez. They have Donnie Moore, just to name a few there. So the Cubs can contend. The question is, can they hit? And can they stay afloat in the National League Eastern race? And right now at 15-14, yeah, it's kind of different for Chicago. For the Dodgers, this is game 31. They are 19-11, and Tommy John, who threw one of the most remarkable games in the replay so far, is on the hill for the Dodgers, who are, I think, leading Houston in second place. Like I said, we'll show you the standings in a bit. So Tommy John, Woody Fryman, let's get to it on this Tuesday or Thursday afternoon. Helps if I hit the right buttons. You know how that works. And it's a good afternoon to you, or good morning, depending where you are. Tommy John is on the hill. Tommy coming in for his 7th start of the year. He is 2-3 on the season, a 4.43 ERA. And TJ's last game was against the Pirates on the 7th, so last Friday or Sunday afternoon in Pittsburgh. 7 1/3 innings, 5 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned. He walked 2 and struck out 4 in the loss, which made him 2-3. So in 40 2/3 innings, he's allowed 43 hits, 22 runs, 20 earned, 4 homers. He's walked 10 and struck out 26, including that 11 strikeout game here at Dodger Stadium against the Reds a couple weeks ago. And this will be the lineup that TJ will face against Chicago. Ivan DeJesus will lead off at short. Manny Trios at second. He'll bat second. The former Dodger, Bill Buckner, will bat third and play first. Dave Kingman will clean up in left. Bobby Mercer, who always to me seems miscast in Chicago, will play right and bat fifth. Steve Ontiveros, the third baseman, will bat sixth. Wallace, and I forgot his first name, is the center fielder. He'll bat seventh. DJ John, no ads this morning. Well, I won't get that penny then. Cox, the catcher, will bat eighth, and Woody Fryman, who can throw 95 pitches, will bat ninth. Defensively for the Dodgers, Lee Lacy is a 4 and a 6 in left, and one of the rare times that you'll see him in the field. Rick Monday is having himself a monster year as a 4 and a 3 in center, and Reggie Smith a 5 and an 8 in right. Ron Say, the Penguin, is a 7 at third. Billy Russell is an 8 at short. Davey Lopes a 10 at second. Steve Garvey a 9 at first. Steve Yeager behind the plate. He's a 7 and 8. John is a fastball pitcher, and we kind of say that wink, wink, nudge, nudge, nod, nod. That tops out at 84. Bugs Bunny will be proud of him, and even in 1978, he is a ground ball pitcher. So with all that, the Cubs are 15 and 14 in third place in the National League East. The Dodgers lead the National League West at 19 and 11. DeJesus steps in at 286. We're playing the corners in. 2 triples and 8 RBI. Pitch from John DeJesus, fly ball to shallow left. Lacy comes in to make the catch, and that's how the ball game starts. Manny Trio, who always sounded like he was his own jazz band, 323, 6 doubles and 11 RBI. And so if Manny had brothers, let's say 2, you know where this is going. Wouldn't that be the Manny Trio? 68 degrees and bright sunshine here at Chavez Ravine. The wind, however, is coming off the Pacific at 18 from left to right. So Reggie Smith and company will have their hands full. Pitch to Trio. Struck him out. Tommy John got him on an 0-2. Breaking ball on the inside corner. 2 out for Billy Buckner. At 277, a homer and 9 RBI. Pitch from John Buckner into left field. Lacy moves over to make the catch to retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. The Cubs go down in order. Here come the Dodgers. And here comes Woody Fryman. Woody making his 8th start, and he would go to Montreal in the middle of the summer, June 8th it looks like. He is 1 and 2 on the year, which would be, I suppose, a Lawrence Welk number, a 1 and a 2, with a 7.31 ERA. His last start against San Diego in San Diego on the 9th, 4 days ago. 6 innings, 4 hits, a run. It was earned. He walked 1 and struck out 6. That was a season high. How you doing, Tribe fan? Nice to have you along. In 32 innings, he's allowed 41 hits, 2 homers, 28 runs, 26 earned. Control is going to be a problem for Woody. He's walked 24 and struck out 18. He is a fastball pitcher. He does not favor the grounder or the flyer, and he throws at 89 miles an hour. The lineup, they're playing normal now. Lineup for the Dodgers. Davey Lopes leads off at second base. Billy Russell is at short. He'll bat second. Reggie Smith is in right. He'll hit third. Ron Say cleans up at third. Steve Garvey keeps the hair looking nice and shiny and is at first. Will bat fifth. Rick Monday will bat sixth. Monday, the only pure lefty in the lineup against Woody. Lee Lacy is in left. He'll bat seventh. Steve Yeager behind the plate will bat eighth. And Tommy John, who threw 7 pitches in his half of the first, will bat ninth. Defensively for Chicago, Dave Kingman, a 6 and a 6 in left. Joe Wallace, no relation to Wallace Simpson, is a 3 and a 2 in center. Bobby Mercer is a 6 and 9 in right. Steve Ontiveros is a 4 at third. Ivan De Jesus is a 7 at short. Manny Trio is an 8 at second. And Billy Buckner is a 7 at first. Larry Cox, thanks for the L, is a 4 and a 5 behind the plate. And Woody Fryman has good range for a pitcher. He's a 7. Lopes will not bunt. 294. He's already hit 5 home runs and 11 RBI. Ontiveros and Buckner were playing in. They have moved back. And Lopes draws a walk. So it won't matter anyway. That was fastball was upstairs, or low and inside, rather. And Lopes leads off the game with a walk. Here's Russell. Russell at 218, no homers, 2 triples, and 9 RBI. And it just goes to show you can hit like garbage. And 218 is nothing to sneeze at. And still hold an 11-game hitting streak. Throw to first, Lopes back. Fryman, kind of a junk ball pitcher. Good runs with the Cubs and, of course, the Expos. Pitch to Russell is into center field. Wallace will make the catch, and Lopes will retreat. So 1 out for Reggie Smith, 282, 8 homers and 24 RBI. John, did I hear you say that Reggie Smith was your 78 National League MVP? Lopes is going to go. And the throw to the plate. Cox throws it to Trio, and Lopes is a dead duck. So Davey Lopes is throwing out trying to steal second. 75% does not equal 100. And Cox just threw an absolute howitzer down, and Trio was covering the bag. So 2 out and an 0-1 count to Smith. And Tommy not real thrilled with that, but sometimes that's how the baseball bounces. Pitch to Smith is a fly ball left field. Kingman back in the corner. It's gone. I thought I remembered that right. Reggie Smith makes a 1-0, and now that caught stealing looms a bit large because it's only 1-0 now instead of 2. Here's the homer again. And that caught the crosswind because that wind is blowing left to right, and Reggie Smith just sent it right down the line. All Kingman could do is turn and watch it go. And 1-0 Dodgers here in the bottom of the first. Now, where's Lorenzo? Lorenzo always gives me crap about not actually doesn't. Trying to kill me off at Eve. And then I need to remind him that noon Eastern is 9 Pacific. And I'm playing as Dodgers. Ron Say at 263, 5 homers and 17 RBI. Yep, Buckeye Todd, this is the second live stream with the new computer. All 3 baseball games this week were on the new computer. Yep, 32 gigabytes of processing power and a 6 gigabyte video card. And I'm being kind of... I'm taking the chance today. I'm actually not recording this. It will be directly imported from Twitch tomorrow. So, DJ John says that Reggie Smith was his MVP, followed by Johnny Bench, Dave Parker. And he remembered like that was yesterday. Did you do that in 79? Was it a new one, or what year did you do 78? Pitch to Say, ball 4. So Woody Fryman not necessarily covering himself in clover to start the ball game. 3-1 cutter was way outside and high. Grunts like Tim. Here's Garvey at 310. 3 homers and 22 RBI. Fryman delivers, and Garvey sends this one into left center. Wallace is there, and that will retire the side. Somehow the Dodgers put on a lot of base runners and only score 1 after 1. Los Angeles nothing. Los Angeles 1 rather. Chicago nothing. Dave Kingman, if that isn't an airbrushed picture, I don't know what is. I would imagine that is his 78 Topps baseball card. Kingman, of course, in 77 played for 4 different teams. And 304 on the young replay for Kingman. 4 homers and 18 RBI, and he has struck out 19 times. from 79 to 82, and then DJ John discovered girls. I will leave that one alone. And yes, Reggie Smith had an underrated career number. John delivers Kingman ground ball to third. Say to Garvey for the out one away. Got a nice comment, and I'm going to forget the name, and so I'm not going to mention it. But if he's watching, as Bobby Mercer steps to the plate, 333. No homers and 15 RBIs. Complimenting on the way I do games, and I do appreciate it. I don't comment on it a lot, but I do appreciate it. And he wondered why I don't go with the circles for the fielding thing. He said it looked more realistic, and I'll take his word for it. The reason why I do what I do, because I'm going to forget who's playing where. And people kind of pop in and out, and you need to know who's playing where. So that's why I do it. I'll respond back, but if you ever wonder why I do the number player bars on the screen as opposed to just the circles, it's so I know what I'm doing. And trust me, a lot of the times I don't know what I'm doing. Pitch to Mercer is a ground ball left side. Lacey will pick it up. And Bobby has himself a hit, first for the Cubs. And that'll bring up Ontiveros at 267, a homer, and 14 RBIs. You notice, of course, you won't see this on YouTube. When John said, I discovered girls, girls is all in caps. So there was more than one. Pitch from John Ontiveros. Ground ball to Russell. Great play. Might be two. Lopes for one. Over to Garvey. And do they turn it? Well, come on, tell me. Yes, they do. No runs, a hit, no errors for the Cubs. Inning and a half in the books. It's the Dodgers 1, the Cubs nothing. Tommy John, I believe, should be in the Hall of Fame. He certainly has enough career numbers to do it. 240 for Rick Monday, by the way. 7 homers and 17 RBI. But to come back from reconstructive elbow tendon surgery and to pitch as long as he did and as effectively as he did, and now, you get drafted and then you're scheduled for your TJ surgery the next day. Fryman delivers to Monday, struck him out. He got him on a 2-2 changeup. And Monday was looking fastball and swung on and missed. So the first strikeout for Fryman. We told you earlier on that Fryman's control was not great. In the real year, 55 2/3 innings for the Cubs, he walked 37 and struck out 28. And his whip, his real life whip, is 18-14. Isn't that an overture of some sort? Oh, it's 18-12. I know that. Lee Lacey is at 267, 4 homers and 10 RBI. Fryman deals. Lacey grounds out one foul, third base side. And the count is a ball and 2 strikes. Fryman's pitch, and there's a chopper up the middle to Jesus behind the bag over to Buckner. And Lacey's out. He's got some speed, but not a ton of speed. 2 out for Steve Yeager at 225. 3 homers and 89 at-bats. And 11 RBI. And it's true, Todd, that we talk more about the surgery named after him than his pitching accomplishments. And I guess we kind of do that for Lou Gehrig, too. We talk about the streak, we talk about the disease, but we really forget to mention just how good Lou Gehrig was. And it is a shame. Tommy John in the late 60s pitched for Chicago and Cleveland and was phenomenal. A phenomenal pitcher. Fryman deals. Ball 4. So Yeager draws a 2-out walk. Fryman couldn't find the plate with that one. And Tommy John with 2 out will have to swing at 154. 2 for 13 on the air with a walk and a strikeout. 1 on, 2 out, bottom of the second. Dodgers and Cubs, Saturday afternoon on NBC, May 13th, 1978. Johns will swing to right. Mercer comes in, and Bobby makes the play. So a better inning from Fryman. The Dodgers strand one on the walk after 1-0 Dodgers. So Joe Wallace is sitting there in an Oakland A's hat. I wonder where he's going. hitting .300, a homer, and 6 RBI. So on this Saturday, let's take a look at the standings. The Dodgers have won 4 straight. They have a 4-game lead on Houston. Cincinnati 4.5 back, and they've lost their last 3. San Francisco has fallen off a cliff again. They have lost 6 straight and are dead last at 7.5 back. In the East, Pittsburgh is 22-7. They are playing 7:59 baseball. Philadelphia is 5.5 back. They've won 2 straight and gained no ground. Chicago and Montreal are 7 back. And the Cardinals are waiting for football season. In the American League West, California is 17-11. Chicago is 14-11. No one's winning anything in the West. The margin is a game and a half between California and Chicago and Minnesota. You can certainly do that. I would be happy to do that. And in the East, the Red Sox have lost 3 straight. So Baltimore is in first place. A half game above the Yankees. Milwaukee is 1 back. Boston a game and a half. And look at Toronto at 14-15. It's going to be a horse race there. Yep, the Buccos have won 10 straight. And they are rampaging through San Diego right now. So, Nats Expos series. I like that idea. I like that idea a lot. Joe Wallace, I gave you his numbers. Tommy John's only at 16 pitches through 2. And Wallace ground ball to Russell over to first for the out. We'll give you the effects for Dodger Stadium in a few. And if you're watching, say hi in the chat. Larry Cox. I'll take a drink in a second. 256, a homer, and 6 RBI. Backup catcher for the Cubbies. Loving that stash. John's pitch. Ground ball to Loeb. Stavey, quick throw to first. 2 out. And this is the Tommy John that I'm used to seeing. Woody Fryman is 0 for 7 in 78. Kind of like the NBC television network with 2 strikeouts, which is definitely like the NBC television network in 1978. Pitch from John. Fryman goes down by way of the K. A full count. Fastball on the inside corner, and the Cubbies go down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors. 2.5 in the books. It's the Dodgers 1, the Cubs nothing. Okay. Excuse me. So through 9 batters, hopefully I have a voice. Woody Fryman, 37 pitches, 2 innings, a hit, the homer to Smith. He's walked 3, and we told you he would walk a ton, and struck out 1. Lopes walked and was caught stealing. He's stolen 10 on the year. Fryman's pitch, and Lopes chops this one to DeJesus, comes in towards the grass, throws to first for the out. Billy Russell is 0 for 1. John, have you got my email? Message me on Facebook, and I'll give you my email. Fryman's pitch popped up. Right side, Trio goes over in the corner and makes the catch in foul territory, 2 out. Reggie Smith is 1 for 1. That was a solo shot. His 9th of the year. He's driven in 25. And there's a fly ball to center. Wallace is there to make the catch. And so that will retire the side. Lorenzo gets detention because he's late. Dodgers go down in order in the 3rd after 3. Los Angeles 1, Chicago nothing. Oh dear, I hope you're okay, buddy. Lorenzo says better late than never, waiting on AAA roadside assistance, and just popped in to say hello. I hope that everything's okay with you and the missus. Tommy John has allowed 1 hit through the first 9 batters, 27 pitches. 3 hits and 2 strikeouts. De Jesus is 0 for 1. And Garvey and Say come in. All okay, good. Glad to hear it. Next scheduled live sports stream is Sunday at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. It'll be the AFC divisional game between the Kansas City Chiefs and the New England Patriots from Foxborough. I imagine that sometime between now and Saturday night, someone will do a... Okay, thanks, John. A City Skylines live stream. Sports Time Machine, how are you? Pitch to De Jesus is a ground ball past a diving Lopes. They played for the bunt, and De Jesus just went up the middle. So second hit for the Cubs. All right, Lorenzo. And, of course, always you can catch us on YouTube the day after. So don't worry about if you can't catch them live. They're going up on tape for YouTube. Trio is 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up. Yep, 40 years to the anniversary of the Do You Believe in Miracles game. I did that last year. And I would think if you played that game 100 times, we're talking the Soviets and the Americans, the Soviets would win that game 98 times. Pitch to Trio. Ground ball to first. Garvey will underhand it to John, and they get the out at first. De Jesus moves on to second. He's a speedster. 1 out. And the tying run on second for Buckner, who's 0 for 1. John from the stretch. Ground ball, base hit left side. Buckner went the other way with it, and somehow, De Jesus will round third. Lacey's going to throw it. They're going to the plate. Yeager puts on the tag. It gets away. De Jesus is safe. Buckner's on second. So Lacey with the error. That was an awful throw. It must have missed Yeager by 10 feet towards the Cub dugout on the third base side. And so the Cubs have tied this game at 1. And Jack Brickhouse is going, hey! Kingman is 0 for 1. And Buckner, who still has a decent set of wheels in 1978, stands on second. So it's a single and a throwing error. And there's still 1 out. Kingman plays left field like T-ball kids, ages 5 through 7. If there was anybody born to be a DH, it was Dave Kingman. Pitch to Kingman is a fly ball to left. Lacey's going back there. It's gone. So the Cubs get 3. And Kingman just smashed that one down the line and left. And it's 3-1 Chicago. John, not a happy camper. He kind of grooved that one, and Kingman just took advantage of it, ripped it right down the line. And the Cubbies have put 3 on the board. And Buckeye Todd poked the line, and boom goes the baseball. I hear fans. What's going on here? No, everybody's copacetic. I love it. I just love it. Bobby Mercer singled his first time up. John's pitch, and there's a little looper into right field, and right now the Cubs are the Boom Boom Society. Brings up Ontiveros, who's 0 for 1. It's a problem with Tommy John, especially as he got older. How old is he here? He is, where's his age? 35. In 78. Remember, he pitched for 9 more years. But he's reached the point in his career when he elevates, he gets lit. Ground ball foul, first base side. Mercer will go back, and the count is 2-2. And then he lost him. So Tommy John is looking for a bullpen game here. He's at 52 pitches. Joe Wallace is 0 for 1. John pitches. Liner in the center. Monday will, dive and make a fantastic catch. He only had a 37% chance of making it. Monday timed it just right, and he'll take the grass stains on the knees to get that second out. Brings up Larry Cox, who's 0 for 1. Mercer on second, Ontiveros on first. And yet, Tommy John is the Julio Franco of pitching. They're buzzing about that with Monday. Here's the pitch. Yeah, Cox in the right. Reggie Smith is there. Will make the catch to retire the side. Not before the Cubbies get 3 runs. 2 on the homer by Dave Kingman. 4 hits and an error. After 3.5, it's the Cubs 3, the Dodgers 1. So say Garvey and Monday here in the bottom of the 4th. See Lorenzo leaves, the Cubs go ahead. Say walked his first time up. Fryman, ground ball, base hit up the middle, and the Dodgers start the inning with something going on. In case you missed it the last time we did a game from here, lefties have a 4% advantage in batting average and a 12% better chance of a home run than league average. And since Dodger Stadium is actually symmetrical, 330 down the lines, 375 in the alleys, and it says 395, but it's 400 at dead center. 1% advantage for the righties at the plate and 13% chance of a home run. Throw to first, say back. Fryman at over 50 pitches. Garvey in the left. Kingman and someone from Redondo Beach made that play. Had to carefully put down his transistor radio so he could listen to Vin and Jerry before he made the catch. Don't drop Dad's transistor radio. So the count to Garvey is 2-2. And Garvey slashes that one up the middle past the diving trio. Say is going to go to third. Yep, surfs up at Redondo Beach. And so Garvey owns the Cubs. And so runners in the corners, nobody out for Rick Monday, who struck out first time up. All right, we'll see you in a sec, DJ John. Anyone under 40? If there's... all right, so I'll just put this out there. If there's anyone under 40 watching this live, say hi in the chat. Pitch to Monday, and it's popped up right field. Mercer will make the grab. Say will go back and tag. They're going to run on Mercer's arm, but the throw is cut off, and it's 3-2. Brings up Lee Lacy, who's 0 for 1. Seeing that no one has jumped at that in the chat, I think it's safe to assume that everybody knows what a transistor radio is. So Garvey on first, 1 out. Lacy at the plate. He's 0 for 1. Fryman's pitch. There's a chopper to Trio. DeJesus for 1 over to Buckner. And that will retire the side. Pitcher's best friend. A run on 2 hits and no errors. We've played 4. It's the Cubbies 3, the Dodgers 2. So Woody Fryman will bat. He's 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up. Tommy John on the wrong side of a 3-2 score as we start the 5th. Struck him out. He got him on a 2-2 breaking ball out of the zone. We old whippersnappers didn't stream anything back in 1970. Yes, you did. You did it at the drive-in movies behind the car and hope that the car behind you didn't turn on the headlights and catch you streaming, because the bathroom was too far away. DeJesus is 1 for 2. Ivana singled and scored. That came in the 4th. So through 18 batters, Tommy John, 68 pitches, 4 1/3 innings, 5 hits, the home run to Kingman, a walk and 3 strikeouts. Lee Lacy looks like, for the computers, got him as Leon Lacy, which makes no sense. I've never heard him referred to as that. Drive-ins are that's drive-throughs. Or like a Sonic, a car hop. But I wouldn't want to stream at a car hop. You're just taking advantage. You're just hoping that the couple behind you is too busy playing tonsil hockey. And DJ John says, I remember the nights of Vinny's voice echoing through Dodger Stadium as people listened to Scully on the transistor radio. He's got some great stories, especially when they played at the Coliseum. Pitch to DeJesus. Ball 4. Oh, and Todd is taking me literally. I've never driven through a McDonald's, but around it. Thank you, Captain Obvious. Manny Trio is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. DeJesus a threat to steal, but I'll let that one go for now. Wind has calmed down. It's changed direction. It's now coming down from the Burbank area at 10 in the left center. And it's a beautiful 71 W. No, there's no W on the West Coast. KABC degrees. Pitch to Trio. Struck him out. Tommy got a 1-2 fastball in there at 83 looking for the second one. Here's Billy Buckner. 1 for 2. He had an RBI single and scored. Yep, Vinny told a joke that went over like a lead balloon. And Buckeye Todd really needs to sleep at night. So shouldn't they be called around throughs? Yes, they keep you up at night. I forget, I don't know if this was at the stadium or at the Coliseum, but there was a home plate umpire. Pitch to Buckner. And that's a ground ball to Lopes over to Garvey, and that should be the side, and it is. No runs, no hits, no errors. I'll tell that story in a minute. We're halfway home. You're going to get an ad. I don't care. It's 3-2, Chicago. I need that penny, gosh darn it. Woody Fryman, 4 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, both earned the homer. He's walked 3 and struck out 1. John threw 5 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, all earned. And he's given up a homer. And we'll do this again for our Twitch folks. Kingman with the 2 RBI, Mercer 2 for 2. Cubs are hitting 269. Yeager at 225 with a walk today. That was his first time up, so. Anyway, so I don't remember if this was at the stadium or at the Coliseum. But the home plate umpire, whoever it was his birthday. And so Vinny, in more of a conversational style in his early years, because, oh yeah, wouldn't they be, yeah. The Dodgers were all radio at home. The only television they did were the 9 games up in San Francisco. And so Vinny says, on the count of 3, would you all sing happy birthday to Joe Splotnick behind the plate? And so he goes 1, 2, and the crowd goes into happy birthday. And the home plate umpire's looking around. They got it right, and it's because that was the power of Vinny, and I'm sure in those days it was KFI. Pitch to Yeager is ball 4, so the Dodgers start the bottom of the 5th with a walk. Tommy John's going to bunt here, so Buckner and Ontiveros come in. Fryman delivers, and the bunt is down. Cox will throw to Trio for the out, and there's 1 away. And yet EA graphics with this type of replayability? Oh, you bet. Lopes is 0 for 1. He has walked and was thrown out stealing. Fryman threw 18 batters, 4 1/3 innings, 73 pitches, 3 hits, a home run. He has walked 4 and struck out 1. And the pitch to Lopes is a chopper to DeJesus in the hole, and I don't believe they're even going to throw it. So it's an infield hit all the way. Yeager, with the speed of me, will hold at third. And that'll bring up Bill Russell, who's 0 for 2, who's still sitting on a 11-game hitting streak. 5 hits for the Cubbies, 4 for the Dodgers. Pitch from Fryman, snap throw to first, and Lopes is back there. Radio is what I wanted to do, John. And so, as anyone who understands baseball and history, it really does go hand in hand. Lopes is going to go. Cox is throwing down to Trio, and Lopes is safe. KMOX in St. Louis, 11:10 on the dial. So Lopes has the steal. The throw is low. And so now 2 in scoring position, and still 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Fryman's pitch, and there's a ground ball to Trio. Yeager will score. Trio takes the sure out at first, and we're tied at 3. So Lopes moves to third. 2 out, runner on third for Reggie Smith, who's 1 for 2. Now the wind's blowing out to left field. The wind has completely changed around. And those around the stadium can smell the Dodger dogs in the parking lot. Pitch to Smith, ball 4. So Fryman getting a workout here. He's at 88 pitches. Here's Say. He has walked, singled, and scored. 3-3 the score. The Cubs and the Dodgers here at Dodger Stadium. Cox and Fryman go out. Chat about dinner. Say, nubs 1 to short. De Jesus throws it to Buckner, and that will retire the side. But the Dodgers tie the game. A run, a hit, and no errors. They strand, I believe, 2. After 5, Chicago 3, Los Angeles 3. So, Buckeye Todd will pick on Dave Kingman. Dave Kingman will homer. Kingman is 1 for 2. Now, homer was Kingman's 5th, and he's now driven in 20. And there's a chopper to Say, long throw to first, and Kingman is retired. Oh, no, he's not. The throw got away from Garvey. That needs to be shown on the chalkboard. A high throw, and Garvey leapt, and he couldn't get it. And so Kingman reaches on the air, and he's on second. So the Cubs had the go-ahead run on to start the 6th. Bobby Mercer is singled twice. Pitch to Bobby. There's a line drive foul. First base side. Somebody from Santa Ana made that catch. Count is 2-2 to Mercer. John's pitch. Mercer. Liner right center field. That's going to drop. Kingman will hold at third with a single. They are not going to run on Reggie Smith. And so nobody out for Ontiveros, who is 0 for 1. He grounded into a double play and walked. Not necessarily in that order. Tommy delivers, struck him out. He got him to swing on an 0-2 fastball, and Yeager hung on to the foul tip. So that's 5 for John. And a big out for Joe Wallace, who is 0 for 2. Wallace lines this one into left field. Kingman will score to make it 4-3 Chicago. And John's tank is starting to find the E. And if your tank finds the E, you look out to left center field, and there's a Union 76 nearby for you to fill up. Actually, you know what? A little-known quirk of Dodger Stadium. They are the only ballpark in Major League history to have an operating gas station at the park. There is a 76 there. Or as we would say here at the old Exxon station, put a Tiger in your tank. Cox 0 for 2. Yeager and John try to get on the same page, and Cox draws the walk. And so Lasorda will come out and trot out. Well, actually, he's going to pitch to Woody Fryman. Bases loaded, 4-3 Chicago, 1 out. And they'll give John Fryman, who is 0 for 2. He has struck out twice. And they're going to pinch hit. It'll be Mick Kelleher. So Fryman's day is done. Kelleher at 211, 4 for 19 on the year with 2 RBI. Lasorda comes out. Tommy says, I'm fine. Get back there. Forster, you pitched last night. Huff, Castillo, and Grabba Mike Garman are all available. Pitch to Kelleher is a little looper into right center field. Mercer will score. Wallace will hold at third. The only gas in Los Angeles now comes from the Hollywood establishment. So 5-3 Cubs on the single, and Tommy's seen enough. Bobby Castillo coming in. We got a pitching change. This game coming to you from Dodger Stadium in Los Angeles. So Castillo would like to get out of this inning and then pitch the seventh. DeJesus 1 for 2. He is singled and walked. Infield playing at double play depth. Wallace on third, Cox on second, Kelleher on first. Pitch to DeJesus is a liner in the right center field. Wallace will score, and it's station-to-station baseball. The Cubs have 3 runs in this inning, and they should have more. So it's 6-3, and that'll bring up Trio, who has struck out twice. He's 0 for 3. 6 runs, 9 hits, no errors for the Cubs. The Dodgers 3 runs on 4 hits and 2 errors. Pitch to Trio. That's into shallow left center. Monday comes in. Cox will tag and hold. And there's 2 out for Billy Buckner. Former Dodgers 1 for 3. He has scored and drove in his 10th of the year. Here's the pitch. Buckner line drive right in the waiting arms of Lopes. And that will retire the side. Not before that error was costly indeed. 3 runs on 4 hits in the air. 5.5 in the books. It's Chicago 6 and Los Angeles 3. And in comes Donnie Moore. An ERA of 2.75 and a save. This will be his 14th appearance on the year. He last pitched 4 days ago in San Diego and went a third of an inning. He's pitched against the Dodgers twice. The last time, May 3rd, that was at Wrigley. 2 innings, 2 hits, and 2 strikeouts. So the Donnie Moore 1978 story, 19 2/3 innings, 23 hits, 7 runs, 6 earned, a homer. He has walked 10 and struck out 9. He is a ground ball pitcher, and that fastball will go about 87. He only struck out 50 in 102 and 2/3 innings. Garvey singled 1 for 2. We start the bottom of the 6th, and there's a ground ball to third. Ontiveros will let it roll foul. 1-2 the count. Oh, yeah, just terrible what happened to Donnie Moore. I mean, as a Red Sox fan, you're eternally grateful that they came back in Game 5 of the 86 ALCS. But don't tell anybody that your job is just your job. 1-2 to Garvey is a ground ball base hit right side. Oh, Donnie Moore legged out a triple. Here's Bunday. He struck out 0 for 1 with an RBI. 6-3 Cubs. The Cubs wearing those god-awful, and I mean, oh, wow, okay. Donnie Moore legged out a triple. Those Cubs are wearing those god-awful reverse pinstripe powder blue things with the white stripes. Hopefully that's not where the band name came from. They would go to the softball-type jerseys, I think, in 81 or 82. But, yep, we are in the band. Even the pants had stripes, for goodness sakes. Pitch to Monday. Line drive into right field for a base hit. So the Dodgers waste no time to put the tying run on the plate for Lee Lacy, who's 0 for 2. He's grounded into a double play. Donnie Moore could use that right about now. Instead, it gets away from Cox. Garvey and Mundy move up 90 on the wild pitch. So the count is full. Lacy waves the bat back and forth. Here's the pitch, and there's a fly ball center field. Wallace will track that one down. Garvey will tag, and Tommy will send him. They're going to throw home, and he's safe. I'm surprised they did. Monday will hold. And Garvey scored easily. It was just up the line. It wasn't a terrible throw, but Wallace wasn't going to get him. It's 6-4 Chicago with one out. Yeager has walked twice with the run scored. And this time he sends it into shallow left center. Wallace comes in. Monday retreats back to second. And there's 2 away for Bobby Castillo, who I'm just going to bet. In the 6th, I know I can get 2 runs off the Cubs. Castillo is 0 for 7 in the real year. And Moore got him to chase on a 2-2 on the outside corner. We've played 6 and Chicago 6th. The Dodgers get a run on 2 hits and no errors. Chicago 6th, LA 4. So Kingman, 1 for 3 with a homer and 2 RBI. He has scored twice. Gonna take a drink. Castillo, Dodgers did so well that Castillo, they burned to his part of the lineup, but the Dodger pen is pretty thin right now. Pitch to Kingman. Got him! An 0-2 pitch, swung on and missed. A 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Got him. And there's one out for Mercer, who is 3 for 3. He is singled thrice. Harry Carey will be taking it. Well, Harry just took a drink all the time. Hey! Pitch to Mercer. Ball 4. And so Bobby is having a good day here in Los Angeles. Here's Ontiveros. He has walked, struck out, and grounded into a double play. He's 0 for 2. One more story about Scully. Like you don't have 1,000 of them in your head already. Pitch to Ontiveros. Ball 4 and Castillo. But that really paid off, Ronnie. 3-0 all the way, and that fastball missed. So that's the second walk from Castillo. Brings up Joe Wallace, who is 1 for 3. An RBI, single, and a run scored. Jerry Royce, who used to pitch for the Dodgers. I don't think he pitched in 78. It was with Pittsburgh in 78. Because so many people brought transistor radios to the ballgame. Pitch to Wallace. Snap throw down to Garvey, and Ontiveros is back. 1 on the count. That Royce, along with others, would sit there and listen to Vinny tell stories. And so Scully, of course, with all that experience, knew when to start a story and when to finish it so the inning could end. And so there's a couple times with 2 outs and Royce on the mound that Vinny's in the middle of a story, kind of like the way I am now. And I can just hit a button to when I want to advance. And Royce would sit there and hold the baseball and wait for Vinny to tell a story. And then here comes the pitch. Ball 4, the bases are loaded. So the Bobby Castillo experiment isn't working all that well. 1 out for Cox, who was 0 for 2 with a walk. Yeager and Castillo say, come on, let's throw some strikes. Cox chops one to Castillo. They're going to try for 2. To second for 1. Lopes to Garvey. Do they turn it? Do they turn it? Yes, they do. And that will retire the side. It'll be Lopes, Russell, and Smith here in the bottom of the 7th for the Dodgers. Donnie Moore gave up that 1 run in the 6th. He's thrown 27 pitches. Lopes is 1 for 2. Was caught stealing, stole his 11th base, and drew a walk. Where's Mitch Williams when you need him? doing the wild thing on Redondo Beach. Pitch to Lopes, struck him out. He got him on a 2-2 breaking ball below the belt. Helen Dell. Oh, yeah, and Farmer John, the organist. Bill Russell is 0 for 3. He's got himself an RBI and is still waiting to expand on that 11-game hitting streak. Pitch from Moore, and there's a line drive right to Buckner for the out, 2 away. 6-4 Chicago, 2 out, bottom of the 7th. Reggie Smith, his solo shot early on was big. Although it could have been bigger, it was in the first. And that was after Lopes was thrown out, trying to steal second. He's also got a walk. Pitch to Reggie, into right field. Back goes Mercer. He'll turn and watch it go. I wondered if I could get away with that, and I couldn't. So Reggie Smith has hit his 10th of the year. And that makes it 6-5. That ball was hammered in the right center field bleachers. Well, hopefully Helen will find the humor in that. Ronnie Say is 1 for 2. Singled, scored, and walked. So 1-run game. And Bruce Suter's ERA, by the way, in case you're wondering, because Donnie Moore would lead off the 8th. Homer and the Glowman, yep, is over 7. And so the Dodgers would like their chances. You know, that wind was at 18 miles an hour to start the game, and now it's at 1. It's a gentle breeze out to left field. Pitch to Say. In the left, Kingman makes the catch, and that will retire the side. Reggie Smith hits a second homer of the ball game. A run, no hits, no errors after 7, 6-5 Chicago. And so Donnie Moore will not bat. If he does, he's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Greg Gross. Summer breeze makes me feel fine, running through the shadows of my mind. The CD will not be on sale in the lobby later. Greg Gross at 291 with no homers and 4 RBI. Castillo's pitch, and Gross line drive right to Say for the out, 1 away. So I'll bring up Ivan De Jesus, who's 2 for 3. He has singled twice, walked, scored, and drove in a run. And there's a little looper up the middle. De Jesus is going to go for 2. The throw to Lopes, and Ivan beat it out. So Monday, who is not only not the fleetest of foot, but does not have the strongest of arms, and De Jesus gets on with a double. And that'll bring up Trio, who's 0 for 4. He has struck out twice. And there's a line drive right field. De Jesus rounds third and scores. It's 7-5 Chicago. And Castillo's coming out for Terry Forster. Lefty versus lefty. Got a pitching change this game coming to you from Dodger Stadium in Los Angeles. Forster's only making his 5th appearance. And if you wondered about what Dave Letterman's contribution to the game of baseball is, you can see it right there. Fat tub of goo. Forster's specialty is the ground ball. He throws a fastball at 91. He is 1-0 with 2 saves. He pitched last night against the Cubs, an inning and a third. They allowed a hit. And so through 4 2/3 innings in 78, he's 1-0 with 2 saves and a 3.86 ERA. 5 hits, 2 runs, both earned, and he has struck out twice, or 2. So Trio, they're trying to double him up. Buckner at the plate, 1 for 4. RBI single and a run scored. And there's one that's going to go all the way to the wall in left center. Buckner's going to stop at second. Trio's on third, and that worked out well, didn't it? So runners in scoring position for King Kong Kingman. Dave is 1 for 4. He has struck out once. He has homered once. A 2-run shot in the 4th. Forster goes home. In the left, Lacey, no chance. And the Cubs break it open again. And so Kong points up to the stands. He looks at the box up at Todd and goes, no. What was this about me being bad? There wasn't a blessed thing that Lee Lacey could do about that. That's in the pen. And it's 10-5, Chicago. We got ourselves a Woolworth game, 5 and dime. Mercer's 3 for 3. Flips his bat and something else at you. Yep. Jose Bautista's middle finger. Pitch to Mercer is a fly ball to right. Reggie Smith is there and makes the catch. Forster in 65 1/3 real innings. Only allowed 2 home runs all year. In 5, he's given up 1, and you just saw it. Ontiveros is 0 for 2. He has struck out, walked twice, and grounded into a double play. Pitch, and there's a chopper to Russell in the hole over to first. And Ontiveros is out. But the Cubbies put 4 more on the board on 4 hits. Dave Kingman is driven in 5. Willie Hernandez coming in to pitch after 7.5. Chicago 10, Los Angeles 5. And the 1984 MVP and Cy Young for the Detroit Tigers makes his 9th appearance of the years for the Cubs. He has no record, a save, and an ERA of 2.70. He went on the 9th, his last time out, 2/3 of an inning against San Diego, allowed 2 hits, a run, it was earned. He walked 1 and struck out 2. In 10 innings, he's allowed 8 hits, no homers. He has given up 3 runs, all earned. He has walked 5 and struck out 8. He is a fly ball pitcher. That pitch well at Wrigley Field, imagine that. And 94 on the fastball. And Buckeye Todd says, I got to believe whatever the Cubs got back for Hernandez was not a good trade. I would imagine you are right. He pitched against the Dodgers on the 4th at Wrigley and gave up a hit and a strikeout. Garvey is 2 for 3. He has singled twice and scored. Monday and Lacey, well, probably a pinch hitter for Monday. And Lacey here in the bottom of the 8th. Garvey, ground ball to Heidi Cruz, and that gets through the glove. And so Garvey reaches on an error. Cruz is a 2 at third. And Hernandez goes in the game for Ontiveros and will bat 6th. Rick Monday will come out. Lefty, who can hit a lefty? And it will be Manny Mota, who is 3 for 7 on the year with an RBI. So the righty versus the lefty, Mota, a specialist if there ever was one. Ground ball, base hit up the middle. It worked. Garvey goes to third. Mota on first, and the Dodgers are already trying to claw themselves back in the ballgame. So this stream's going to run long. Mota, I think, was 50 and 78. Yeah. Lee Lacey is 0 for 2. He drove in his 11th run of the year, and he's got a chance to pick up some more with Garvey on third and Mota on first. Hernandez, ball 4. And the pitching is about as tight in this one as Madonna on a bender in 1987. Here's Yeager. He has walked twice, scored once. He's 0 for 1. And now the bases are loaded. And Forster won't pitch the 9th. He'll get a pinch hitter for the Dodgers. Pitch to Yeager, and that's ball 4. It's 10-6. No, it's 3 minutes after 1. No, it's 10-6. So that forces home a run. Garvey will score, and that'll bring up Dusty Baker to pinch hit. 274, 3 homers, 13 RBI. And the bases are loaded. Dusty is the tying run. 10 runs, 13 hits, an error, and they've left 8 on. The Dodgers, 6 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors, and they've left 5 on. And it was me about an hour ago who talked about just how good the Chicago bullpen was. Oh, they haven't shown it today, have they? Cox and Hernandez go out to chat. Willie delivers. Baker into right field. Mercer runs over into right center, makes the catch. Mota will tag and score. Lacey moves to third. There's 1 out, and it's 10-7 Chicago. Madonna was going to do a duet with MC Hammer called Can't Touch This, but decided it would wreck her career. Oh, Todd. So Lopes is 1 for 3. He has singled, walked, and struck out, and stolen a base. He is a tying run at the plate, and he does have some power. Pitch, and there's a ground ball, base hit up the middle. Lacey scores to make it 10-8. Yeager rolls over to third, and now it's Bruce Sutter time. So Hernandez can only retire 1 batter. So Bruce Sutter, who is 1-2 with an ERA of 7.24 and 6 saves, to face Russell, Smith, and Say. This is Sutter's 13th appearance. He pitched last night against these Dodgers and got lit up. 1 inning, 3 hits, 2 runs, both earned. He struck out 2. So in 13 2/3 innings, he's allowed 12 hits, 4 home runs. Sutter definitely was tougher with the beard, wasn't he? 12 runs in total, 11 earned. He has walked 3, read the column right, Ron, and struck out 15. And man, does he need something good right about now. Double play depth. Russell is 0 for 4 with an RBI. Sutter deals. Fly ball right to Cruz at third. Little liner, and Cruz hauled it in. That is huge. There goes Lopes. Cox throws it down to DeJesus, not in time. So Lopes gets his second steal. And so they're daring you to walk Reggie Smith for Ron Say. Smith has hit 2 solo home runs. It's 10-8. If Lopes scores, the game is tied. So the go-ahead run is at the plate. Got him! He swung on and missed a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. And the Cubs survive the inning. 3 runs on 2 hits and 1 error. After 8, it's the Cubs 10, the Dodgers 8. Glenn Burke will come into play center. Charlie Huff will come into pitch. And Dusty Baker will stay in the game and bat 9th. So Dusty is 7-4 in left, Burke a 2 and a 7 in center. And Charlie Huff making his 7th appearance of the year, 1-2, with a save and a 7.50 ERA. He hasn't pitched in a week. I'm the last one to pitch him. I'm sorry, Charlie. He went a third of an inning against the Pirates and struck out 1. In 6 innings, he's allowed 5 hits, 6 runs, 5 earned, a homer. He has walked 4 and struck out 2. Let's go Cubs. Joe Wallace, Larry Cox, and Cruz. 10-8 Chicago as we play the top of the 9th. We have run over our allotted time, but no one seems to care. Pitched to Wallace, right back to Huff. Huff, of course, a knuckleballer, throws to Garvey, 1 away. For the Dodgers in the 9th, it's Say, Garvey, and Burke. Cox is 0 for 3. Larry has walked and grounded into a double play. Ball 4. So the knuckler didn't dance. High and inside, and that'll bring up... It was Heidi Cruz. Heity. 204, a homer, and 8 RBI for Heidi. Heidi, not Heidi. And Larry Bittner's going to pinch hit to make this conversation irrelevant. Bittner, B-I-I-T-T-N-E-R, and Nestle's makes the very best chocolate. Bittner at 324, he's got a homer and 4 RBI. The Cubs scored 4 in their half of the 8th, and then the Dodgers countered for 3. Bittner, ground ball up the middle, Lopes takes it to the bag for 1, over to Garvey. Double play, and so we go to the bottom of the 9th. No runs, no hits, no errors. It'll be Say, Garvey, and Burke to face Bruce Sutter. Say is 1 for 3. He has singled, walked, and scored. Mioli at third. Say strikes out. He got him to swing and miss at a 98-mile-an-hour curveball. So Mioli is a 2 at third, and I believe that's the only defensive change. Remember, after the game, we'll play the rest of the day and Saturday in the Digital Dice post-game show, and then Dave and I are taping an episode of Digital Dice. Steve Garvey is 2 for 4. He has singled twice and scored twice. Suter delivers, ball 4. Buckeye Todd with the absolute jinx, saying that maybe he'll turn into something after all as he gives up the walk. Glenn Burke will not hit. Righty, who can hit a righty? Johnny Oates, however, can. He's 2 for 7 on the year. It's righties at a 301 clip. Garvey on first. You're not going to hit and run here, although you can with Oates. And he got him. He got him to swing and miss at a 90-mile-an-hour changeup. And now it's a last chance saloon, and I got to pinch hit again. Vic Davalillo. Or Davalillo. 1 for 4 on the year with an RBI. It's 312 on the real year, a homer and 11 RBI. Yeager on deck. 10-8 Chicago. Suter trying to worm his way out and get a save. Throw to first, Garvey back. We'll also tell you what games we're scheduling for next week. Here's the pitch. And there's a line drive to De Jesus and hey, Davalillo, okay? Hey, the Cubs win, 10-8. So what a ball game for the Cubs. That box score looks pretty gosh darn messy, and our Digital Dice player of the game is Dave King Kong Kingman. 2 homers and 5 RBI. Woody Fryman gets the win. He goes to 2-2. 5 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs all earned. Donnie Moore, a 2-inning hold. Willie Hernandez, minus stuff, okay? Willie Hernandez faced 6 batters, retired 1, and then Bruce Sutter struck out 3 in his inning and 2/3. Tommy John gets the loss, 5 in the 3rd inning, 6 runs, 5 earned, 8 hits. He walked 3 and struck out 5. Castillo, Forster, and Huff go in the pen, and they give up 4 runs. Always my pleasure. Let's take a look at the rest of this day in baseball. 10 runs, 13 hits, an error for the Cubs. 8 runs, 9 hits, and 2 errors for the Dodgers. Cubs go to 16-14. All right, so that was fun. Let's take a look at the rest of the day in baseball. Hey, Toronto is now 15-15. They beat Seattle 5-4. Would you believe that? Montreal downs Atlanta 6-1. Steve Rogers goes to 6-2. Phil Niekro goes to 6-2. Warren Cromartie is third. Boston 11, Minnesota 10. Butch Hobson with his third home run. Jeff Son takes the loss. Minnesota got 16 hits, but walked 10. San Francisco, John Montefusco, a 9-strikeout, 2-hitter. They shut down St. Louis 1-0. He goes the distance. Cincinnati 5, Philadelphia 1. Norman with the win. Johnny Bench with his 10th home run of the year. The Yankees beat Kansas City 7-5. Ron Guidry goes to 3-2. I'm not sure which white that is, so I'm not going to speculate. 7-5 the final. Steve Stone goes to 3-3. The White Sox beat the Brewers 7-2. Baltimore 5, Texas 1. Scott McGregor goes to 3-1. Pittsburgh, the winning streak is at 11. They beat the Padres 9-8. Jerry Royce, speaking of him, goes to 3-0. San Diego 4 errors and 16 hits. I lost my mouse. I found my mouse. Games next week on this channel. Helps, Ronnie, if you go the right day. Computer runs hot. All right, the scheduled games at the moment. It would be Pittsburgh and Los Angeles again. That's the game next Tuesday. Pittsburgh leading by 6.5. The Dodgers' lead has been cut to 3.5. The taped scheduled game is California and Milwaukee, but we reserve the right to change that game. It could be Philadelphia, New York, Toronto, Milwaukee, or Minnesota, Kansas City, or California and Milwaukee. And the next game, next Saturday, Pittsburgh and Montreal. So there you go, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm Ron Juckett. Hit that like and subscribe on YouTube, Patreon, or Twitch Prime. Get you everything you want on the Twitchy. Until later on, I will talk to you the next time. Have a great day.